Hello, hello, hello. You know, you can't make this kind of stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. So I go and look at a piece of property in Buckhead. It's an open house today. I had to schedule an appointment. I scheduled an appointment. You had to be pre-qualified. I had already, pre-qualified to, if I wanted to actually purchase this home, I could. I had my realtor reach out. So I drive up and I speak to the realtor that's actually representing the property. We kind of introduced myself. She asked me what I do. I kind of told her what I did, and she was like, oh, okay. She starts asking me questions about what kind of events I have. I have, all sorts of events. An event's an event. Hey, Shay. Then she kind of like looks me up and down. She kind of gives me a tour of the place. She's like, well, do you have any pictures of, what you do? I'm like, now she's very interested in me, and I'm interested in this house. I'm a little bit taken back, but okay, maybe she wants to do business. Then she asked me, she was like, oh my God, why don't you have a fancy watch? Excuse me? She was like, why don't you have a fancy watch? I'm like, what do you mean a fancy watch? She was like, most people, your age and, driving nice cars, they have a fancy watch. At this time, my realtor come in. I've been knowing her for years. She started to try to, like, get me to back on up out the house. She tried to change the subject. I leaned forward. I said, ma'am, what do you mean by a fancy watch? I said, I acquire property and businesses, not depreciating things of value. I said, ma'am, do you know where your comb is? Where's your fancy comb? Because evidently, before you came to show this house, you forgot to comb your hair. You forgot to do anything to fix yourself up for this viewing, but you want to ask me where my fancy watch is? She was like, oh my God, I didn't mean to offend you. No, you ain't offend me, but I am about to get your ass together. I said, as a potential client, excuse me, y'all, as a potential client, or as someone who's actually interested in your property, I'm coming in as a qualified buyer for this. With a Timex watch, it's none of your damn business. I'm here for one purpose, and that's to see if I'm interested. And your countertop's cheap, your cabinets fixtures are cheap, and it's overpriced for the area. You may be in Buckhead, honey, but you're not in prime location. So let's start there. So when you find this fancy comb, find a fancy property to attach to this fancy price you just said, because it ain't worth it. I was like, I think it's at least $100,000 less than what you have it listed for. And she was like, well, do you know this area? Yes, ma'am, I do. I own a property 3 miles away. She was like, well, what are you willing to pay for it? Nothing now. I'm going to go buy me a fancy watch. Like, the nerve of this lady. Y'all think it's just African Americans who are ghetto in business? It is some ghetto ass. Can y'all see me? And so I'm like, you worried about the wrong thing. And she was trying to talk to my realtor, talking about, I hope she didn't offend me. No, you ain't offend me. You offended your damn self. Because now I'm not even interested in this damn shingle style house you got. And it smelled like mildew. And she was like, well, my son built this house from the ground up. Well, he should start again from the ground up. Knock all this down and start again if he wants to get to that price point that he's trying to get. Because it ain't worth it. And if I was petty, I would drive back over there and show y'all this house, because I'm not that far from it, to let you know how overpriced this house is. And I was just like, I was so taken back, like, ma'am, would you want me to come in here with a sterling silver watch with rhinestones all over it? And I'm like, what were you expecting from me? Like, what were you expecting from me? And then she was like, well, you know, I've actually been to your place of business for a networking event for realtors. Ma'am, what were you? I feel like, I'm like, old lady, it's time for you to retire. It's time for your children to put you in a nursing home or a senior citizen living quarters, because you have lost your mind. You have lost your everlasting mind. Like, who? Why would I? Girl, old lady, lay down. Lay all the way down. Like, I'm like, the bull crap that people come to you as a young entrepreneur and all of a sudden think or try to stereotype you as what you should look like or how you should act or how you should conduct yourself. I'm sorry, I will never buy 4 and 5 gain gold chains. I will never be walking around like, I'm just not that guy. I'm not that guy to put my money in the wrong space, and when I get old, I ain't got shit but some watch that I got to pawn to be able to take care of myself to survive. Like, that's ridiculous. And y'all should see me when I go look for a car. I may want a nice car, but I'm not spending a lot of money. I got a budget that I'm going to spend, and that's what I'm going to spend, and that's it. That's all I'm going to spend. I'm never going to live outside my means. I'm never going to try to impress anybody. Black people, white people, whatever. What you see is what you get, and I don't give a damn. Don't like it, oh well. Talk about a fancy watch. Bitch, where your braces at, old lady, better yet? I'm like, yeah, girl, it's time for you. It's time for you to retire. But my agent was so. Matter of fact, I'm like, wait, lady, pause. Then she started to try to tassel that teased hair. I'm like, you're gonna lose your whole damn hand in that nest. And she tried to walk us out to the car, try to talk about the house a little more, and put in an offer and see what we'll do. Girlfriend, I don't want this house. I don't want any business to do with you. You're not going to make a dime off the money I make. No, I'm good on you. I'm not buying anything from you at all. So you mad as well. Call your son and tell him he need to start all over. Old dingy lady talking, smelling like hot piss, trying to sit there and tell me where's my fancy watch. Girl, you 1 week from Depends, and you want to know what kind of jewelry I got on. Now, am I about to get robbed? There's like two people behind me, honey. I'm not Uber and I'm not Lyft. Back on up. No, and I'm not Lyft, I'm not Uber. I'm just sitting out here waiting for a friend. Going back the hell up now. Let me put this shit in drive. Because if one of them try to pull on these door handles, I'm going to run them slam the fuck over. Oh shit, that's neutral. No, 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 no. You know what? I had tinted windows one time. Every time I had a black BMW, it was a blue BMW, it was a 7 Series, and it was like tinted. Every time I went anywhere, I always got pulled over. So I got this little white lady car. I'm a to my 10 and 2. I can be drunk as a skunk and do my 10 and 2. And good evening, officer. I'm gonna peek my window down just like this and slip him my license. You just get just a little bit. You get just a little bit. I'm gonna sit right here in my little white lady car. I was so close to getting a Prius. I had to get one of them Toyota Prius. I would never get stopped doing that. I would drive all over town, drunk, all sorts of stuff. I bet you they wouldn't stop me. Oh, wind up car. And then I would pull up the places and plug it in, go into the grocery store, my own little recycling bags, steal all the stuff. What, is it time for a drink? Well, I don't drink and drive, but I always have a little Douce. I don't drink and drive, but I always have a little spare Douce in the car in case, you know, it is happy hour. And she better be glad I had a swig or two of that Douce. I probably would have plopped down on that lady counter and just got her all the way together. I just let her slide. I try not to disrespect women. I have great respect for women. But that little old lady with them brown teeth tried me. Sitting there smelling like hot piss and white diamonds. Gonna ask me where the hell is my daggone fancy watch. Where's my fancy watch? I'm like, okay. 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 I got you. I got you. I'm going to send her a gift set of Depends to her daggone real estate office. I don't know where my friend is. I'm like, okay. And she had to have on these. I don't know what this was. It was like, you know, the school teacher used to wear them matching sets with the characters on it. And she had this brittle gold necklace on and this tarnished sterling silver Citizens watch. Bitch, wear your fancy watch. Where's your fancy watch? Oh, I got this same sweater. This girl, look, I'm like, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna just let it go. I'm just let it go. It's just like, I couldn't believe someone actually opened her mouth. Even if she thought it, I would have never said it. I would have never said it. Never said it. I'm about to, maybe I'll come back later drunk. How did I get into real estate? I bought my first house and right, she was trying to low grade me with white diamonds and piss. Y'all, I ain't moving, honey. If you see me sitting here for like 30, 40 minutes, whew, let me tell you something. Being smart is hard to come by. Trying to rush me in this daggone Mercedes station wagon. Girl, you better go. Shoot. Let me call y'all back. I need a drink, and I'm gonna have to go in this restaurant and get me a little cocktail. I'm gonna call y'all back. Bye.